So here is some tricky questions here when they have similar triangles with vertical angles. And you should all know what I mean by vertical angles. And here's what I mean. Here's what I want you to be able to see is these guys right there. So those are equal. So how do we set these up? How do we figure out what parts are corresponding? Is we have to go back to think about our alternate interior angles. See, these lines are parallel by these two arrows here, and they want you to see that this guy and this guy are alternate interior angles. They're equal. Therefore, these two blue angles are equal. Okay, so I'm going to set up one of these triangles into a proportion, or a fraction, make it equal another fraction, and we solve it by cross multiplying. So here's the path I'm going to take. I'm going to start with the big one, and I'm going to go from my blue angle through the center to my next angle. So that will be my 5 over x plus 3 equal to, I'm going to start with my blue angle, 3, and put it on top of 2x minus 8. So I followed the same path on each triangle. And now we're going to do our cross multiplying. 5 and then 2x minus 8 in parentheses. And then 3 times x plus 3. And we solve this. Distribute on both sides with 10x, and then 5 times negative 8 is negative 40. And then I go through the whole process. And if I go too fast, you can always pause and catch up. So I'm eliminating a 3x and my 9's left. Eliminating a 3x and I have 7x left. And then I'm going to add the 49 and 7x. I'm sorry, it was a 40. 40. I jumped ahead of myself. It's going to equal 49. I was predicting the future. And then x is 7. Okay, so on our next one, I just wanted you to know, you're going to have to know when they do these things, these opposite lines here, sides, are going to be parallel. It's almost like they want you to assume that you need to know that. Because they'll need to know that these two angles are equal, and using alternate interior angles are parallel lines with transversal, that it's up to you to know that these two will be equal, and then these will be. So every time we do this, we're going to go ahead and put those parallel lines in. So you can see on this picture it's multiple choice. I took this from an old test of mine. So I'm going to follow the same path again. I'm going to start in that top triangle, the smaller one. I'm going to go from my second angle to the middle to my third angle. So I'm going to say 3x minus 2 over 55. And I'll follow that same path of my double angle through the center, put it on top of the next piece. So that will be 48 over 66. Alright, so there's only one variable here to work with. There's some big numbers here. So I'm going to distribute. I'm going to take care of 66 times 3x minus 2. And then this is going to be a big one. 55 times 48 is 2640. Okay, so I multiply through. That's going to be 198x minus 132. And you can pause if I'm going too fast. I'm doing this in my calculator. Add the 132. and I'll get 2772 and divide that, and out should pop 14. Alright, so I hope this helps. I hope you understand what I mean when I see similar triangles with vertical angles. They all have the vertical angle set up in the middle.